Do I have a witness in the building? Sometimes, no, let's tell the truth. Sometimes life is very hard. You got to deal with a maniacal boss. You got to deal with family members that you don't like. You're trying to love them, but you don't like them, but you're stuck with them. Life is often very hard, and many times we pray like Jesus, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but let your will be done. There is the prayer of every real mature believer. I would like to get away from this, but nevertheless, let your will be done in my life, because I cannot grow. I cannot be who I'm supposed to be without the will of God being done in my life. And sometimes I don't want the will of God. I don't like the will of God, but the will of God is always right for my life, even if I don't like it. And he prays that prayer. Friday, he's examined by the Sanhedrin court. He's condemned to death for blasphemy. Pilate didn't want to get involved. He washed his hands. They led him up to Golgotha's hill, and they hung him, and he died. They took him down from the cross, and they buried him in a borrowed tomb of Joseph of Arimathea. And he stayed dead all day Friday, all night, all day Saturday, all night. But early on the third day morning, he rose with all power in his hand, and he kicked the stone of death away. And that's how come we can say, I will not change my mind, because at the end of the day, I know that God's way is the right way. At the end of the day, he remains my rock in a weary land. At the end of the day, he is still my victorious Lord. At the end of the day, he is still my righteousness. At the end of the day, he's still my all-sufficient God. At the end of the day, he is still Christ, the Messiah. Christ rules, Christ reigns, Christ lives. At the end of the day, he shed his blood for my sins and your sin. At the end of the day, I've been washed in the blood of the Lamb. I will not be fickle-minded and turn my back on God, because trouble comes, I will stand my ground.